Hi fifth graders, it's Mrs. Burke here with a video lesson. Today's lesson is going to take a look at some word problems. So by now you're familiar with how to divide fractions. We should be familiar with dividing a fraction by a whole number, dividing a whole number by a fraction, and even dividing fractions by fractions. So today, the reason I want to take a look at word problems is because one of the trickiest parts about dividing fractions is to decide what is being divided by what, right? Sometimes we'll see two fractions, but we won't know which one is supposed to come first in our equation, or which is the divisor, and which is the dividend. So today I'm going to remind you of a couple of strategies you can use to help you organize your word problems and to help you write an equation that you can then solve. So one strategy that I've been using for the last couple of years that I find very effective is by always thinking of the what and the who. So I always think of what am I splitting up, or what am I dividing, or what am I sharing, and then who am I dividing it in between? And sometimes the who could be a person, other times it might be like a container. But it's how many things am I sharing it with, okay? And then I think of the saying, what divided by who, or what is being shared by who. Or we learned a fraction line is also a division sign. So I could also read it like this, what over who, okay? So I'm gonna keep going back to that phrasing, and even though they're both W words, the way I remember which comes first is they're alphabetical. W-H-A, W-H-O. What comes before who? So let's use that strategy to answer some of these questions here. So in this word problem, it says, Meg had 2 pounds of flour. She wanted to split the flour into 1/4 cup servings. So how many servings will she get? So I want to think about this what and this who. So what is being split up here? I'm trying to divide up all of the flour I have. So my what is my 2 pounds of flour, okay? And we'll call our what, we'll maybe highlight the what in yellow. Okay, so now after I have my what, I want to think about my who. Sorry, just looking for a marker. My who. And remember I said before a who could be a person, or a who could be like a thing that you're dividing it between. So for here, you're dividing it in between 1/4 size servings. So this is like my who is getting it, these different servings. So I'm now going to write the equation based on the who and the what, or the what and the who. So what divided by who. So that would give me the equation, 2 pounds of flour divided into 1/4 cup servings. Now I always like to quickly make my whole number a fraction, and I can do that by putting it over 1 or giving it a denominator of 1. And now I'm going to rewrite this by using the strategy keep, change, flip. So I keep my first fraction the same. I change it to multiplication, and I flip the second one. So it becomes 2 times, oh, I never flipped it. 2 times 4 over 1, which is the same as 4. And it becomes 8 as my numerator, 1 as my divisor, which is the same as just 8. So how many 1/4 cup servings? I'll have 8 servings. That's how I solved that one. All right, let's look at another one. After a birthday party, there was 3/5 of a cake left. If 2 friends share the leftover cake, how much cake will each friend get? So what are we sharing? We're sharing cake here, right? We're sharing 3/5 of a cake. Who am I sharing it between? 2 friends. So my equation is going to be my what divided by my who. So what am I dividing? 3/5 of a cake. Who am I dividing it between? 2 friends. I'm going to quickly turn that into a fraction by giving it a denominator of 1. Now I'm going to use the inverse operation of multiplication to solve. Keep 3/5, change it to multiplication, and flip the second fraction, which gives me a half. I multiply my numerators, then I multiply my denominators, and I get 3/10. So they'll each get 3/10 of the cake, of the leftovers. All right, well, let's look at another one. And for these two, you notice the equation had your first fraction divided by your second one. That's not always going to be true. Here's another question. A piece of ribbon is 1/2 of a yard long. If you want to cut them into strips of 1/6 of a yard, how many 1/2 strips will you have? So which one am I dividing up? I'm dividing up the 1/2 yard of ribbon. So the what is my ribbon? I have 1/2 yard of it. What am I, or what divided by who? Who is splitting it, or into what size parts? They're getting split into 6. Here, they're already both fractions, so I don't have to change anything by giving it a new denominator. And now I'm going to use the inverse. Keep, change, flip. Gives me 6/2, which is the same as 3. So I will have 3 pieces that are 1/6 yards long. All right, and one last one. There are 4 dogs at the doggy daycare. There is 5-6 pounds of treats. If they each get an equal amount of treats, how much will each dog get? Now, this is a tricky one, but not if you're thinking about the what divided by the who. What is being shared here? Is it the 4 dogs, or is it the 5-6 pounds of treats? It's the treats. So even though you see this number 4 first, it doesn't mean it comes first in your equation. You still have to think about, what am I splitting? What am I sharing? I'm sharing the 5/6 of a dog treat. Who am I sharing it with? 4 dogs. So I'm now going to turn this into my fraction by giving it a denominator of 1, and I'm going to use the inverse to solve. Keep it, change it, flip it. So they will each get 5/24 of the treats. Okay? So it's really important when you're solving the word problems that you're not just picking the first number in the word problem and making that first in your equation. You have to think about what is being split up, and by who are you sharing it or splitting it, or by what size containers, or what size portions, or what size servings are you making these, okay? Good luck. Work slowly, check over your work, reread the questions, underline the keywords, all those good word problem strategies that you do, whether they're whole numbers, decimals, or fractions, okay? Have a great day, Stewart School.